You know, every so often, the kindness of friends across the miles just kind of blows my mind. And this year, I opened my mailbox to find a box that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting any locks, and I found that a present from Steel Pinnings. It just was the most amazing thing. This Christmas has been a little tough for me personally, and so something like this was really special. And I really appreciate it and want to thank you, Steel Pinnings. In it was 2 locks. First, he'd heard that I had, I don't have a Schlage Everest Primus, and he had one and went ahead and sent it to me. I was kind of expecting this lock not to have any side pins in it because it's new and zero. I believe it's. I thought it was going to be 0-bitted. I'm not sure if it is. I haven't had a pick in it yet, but it does have sidebar pins in it. So very cool. Haven't spent too much time with that. Also in the box was this Medeco Duracam, which is a really cool lock. It has it's essentially a Medeco driverless cam lock, very similar to these the cores that are in these Metro locks. If you'd like to see the inside of them, I picked one of these locks in this video. But it's a dimple variant of it. So instead of reaching in there with a normal pick to bring them up, we have to go in there with a dimple pick. And what makes this kind of challenging here is you can see this first chisel point is not perpendicular to the keyway. It's parallel. Normally with these chisel points, they're perpendicular, so you can get in there and grab one side or the other to rotate those pins. Not so much with this. It's a lot more tricky to rotate these pins. But anyway, I'm really excited about this lock. I like it a lot. I'd been wanting to get one for a long time, but never seen one. So thank you very much, Steel Pinnings. Meant the world to me, really. So let's chuck this lock up and get it picked. All right, everyone. Here we go with the Medeco Duracam. There was some question as to the pick I used. It's this ground down Southard PXD dimple flag. It's just a small flag, really. It's the same pick I made to work on the Asa Twin Combi sidebar pins. And then the method I use is kind of a lifting sweeping technique to hopefully rotate those pins as they move up, and that peg will hopefully find its little hole in the pin, and you can kind of tell when that happens because you end up chasing the lock into a progressively deeper false set. So that's an indication of progress. Once you get the lock into a nice deep false set, though, you still have to sometimes go back, and there's still some pins that need work, and usually it involves lifting them higher. There it is. Medeco Duracam picked open. It's kind of hard to, it's a weird lock. Let's see. It's almost a lock where you could fake it by just turning the lock. But you can see here, hopefully, there you go. It's open. And then I will gut this lock to the extent possible. It's kind of a strange lock in that you these driverless cam locks from Medeco are not really rekeyable as such. Well, technically you could rekey them. It's not really practical to do so because they have a kind of a more or less permanently installed pin cap strip on them, and you'll see that in a second. On the so there we go. You can see kind of here you can see here where the sidebar channel is, and then because the sidebar is retracted, you can't see it. But as I pull the lock out of its core, you'll see the sidebars over here. So sidebar channel's here, and you can kind of see it in that view. Sidebar. Oh, where's the sidebar channel? There it is. So, anyway, that resets the lock. This is the more or less permanently installed pin cap strip I was talking about. If you'd like to see these driverless cam pins, you can take a look at this video. This is the Medeco Metro Lock pick and gut. I did take the pin cap strip off for that video. But I don't think I'm going to do it with this one because this lock was a gift and kind of special to me. But anyway, I think if you look that way, you can see all the pins are in there, at least. And the sidebar is not removable, so really cool lock. Lockpicking lawyer was saying they're usually used on gambling machines, so very cool lock. All right, let's move this up. If you like this video, that's awesome. If you want a lock, this lock, go ahead and tell me why in the comments. I'm going to pick the best answer in a week and send this lock to you. Thanks for watching.